Hello, big beautiful world called planet Earth. The whole video for today is me talking about every single match that happened and the outcomes and what I thought should have happened and how upset I was, or not upset, but disappointed with some of the outcomes of the matches. So the first match we're going to talk about was the first match of night one, which was Austin Theory versus John Cena. Now, the winner was Austin Theory, but it was very controversial. And I'll tell you why. Because so many referees got knocked out or got where they couldn't, make the decision because they were hurt or not hurt, but they got either kicked or they got punched or accidentally hit by a body part. So what really happened, what should have happened, was the referee should have not gotten not gotten accidentally contacted with. And John Cena should be the United States champion right now because he did make Austin Theory tap out. But the referee was not part of the match at that point. And then another thing that happened was after he tapped out, which they didn't rule as a tap out, Austin Theory did a low blow and hit an A-Town and won the match. Now, that could be viewed as controversial because, like I said, Austin Theory did tap out. Sure, the referee did not see it. And then, again, Austin Theory, like I said, low blow. That should have been disqualification. But, before that disqualification should have happened, it was John Cena that won that match, in my opinion. Now, everyone else is going to have a different opinion on how that happened and all of that stuff. So, with that being said, let's move on to the second match of the night, which was the Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders. It was a men's showcase. So, the winner of this match would go on to face the winner of the tag team match, which will be later on in this the first half of this vlog. The winner of that match was the Street Profits. They beat every other team on that in that match, and it was a clean win by the Street Profits, by the way. And then the next match was Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. And by the way, I was very disappointed in the outcome of the first match. Like I mentioned, the second match, I was kind of rooting for Ricochet and Braun Strowman to win it. The fact of the matter is that I was okay with the Street Profits winning that match. If it was anyone else other than the Street Profits or Braun Strowman and Ricochet, I would have probably been upset. Now, moving on to the Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul match. Now, I will say this. The winner of that match was Seth Rollins. And KSI was the mascots, the prime drink that they had, a mascot that was in the ring, and Rollins picked him up and put him on the table, and Logan went through him and through the table, and Rollins won with the stomp, and it was a very good match. I liked the outcome. I thought Seth Rollins should have won that match, and he did win that match. So moving on to the next match, which was Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus versus Damage Control, which is Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. I thought that match was a very good match, and the winners of that match were Lita, Becky Lynch, and Trish Stratus. The finishing of that match was a manhandle slam, I believe, by Becky Lynch on Bayley. So there's that. The Rey Mysterio. This one I was really, really, really looking forward to on night one, along with the last match, which we'll get into in a second here. Rey Mysterio beat his son Dominic Mysterio in an amazing fashion. He hit the 619, then he hit the frog splash to win the match. So Rey got inducted into the Hall of Fame on Friday night, and the night before night one, and his son should have realized that Rey was going to win this match no matter what. Even with the help of the Judgment Day and the help of the Day of I can't remember what they're called. Phantasma, Day of Phantasma or something like that. And then Bad Bunny helped out too. So I was really happy with the outcome of that match. Moving on to the next match, we have the SmackDown Women's Title match between Charlotte Flair, the champion, and Rhea Ripley. I did not like the outcome of this match. I thought Charlotte Flair should have retained her title. But congrats to Rhea Ripley, even though I didn't really like the outcome of this match. I thought Charlotte should have, won the match with a figure 8 leg lock, or figure 4, and then the bridge making a figure 8 tap out win. But great for Rhea. Pat McAfee versus The Miz. That was a match that I did not expect to see happen, but it did. George Kittle got involved, and Pat McAfee won with the help of George Kittle, and I'm really happy I'm really excited to see that outcome. George Kittle helping, and then the final match of the first night was Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Now that match was the highlight of night one for me, because Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are the undisputed tag team champions now, which means that at the end of the match, Kevin Owens hit a stunner on Jimmy Uso, and Sami Zayn hit 3 Helluva Kicks on Jey to win that match. Now, that was the highlight of night one. Night two was not as, it was a little controversial at the end, which I'm about to get into that. So let's do last night's results and get into that. So, which was just a few hours ago. So the first match of the night was Brock Lesnar versus Omos, and I loved the outcome of this match. Brock Lesnar hit 3 German suplexes and then hit an F5 and won the match with that F5 over Omos, which is a 7'3", 410-pound wrestler now. And I like Brock Lesnar now. So there was that. This is the women's showcase to decide who would go on to face Lita and Becky Lynch for the tag titles. It was Liv Morgan and Raquel versus Natalya and Shotzi versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Now, at the end of the match, there was so much that happened at the end of the match. The first match, I liked Brock Lesnar winning that match. This one, I really didn't like the outcome of this match. I thought that it was going to be Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez winning it, but at the end of the day, it was Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler winning that match with a armbar from Ronda Rousey to tap out Shotzi Blackheart. I'm not going to go into any more detail on that. The Intercontinental Championship match between Gunther, the champion, versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus was a one hellacious battle that happened, and there was bro kicks, there were claymores, there were power bombs, there were chops, there were all of it. But at the end of the match, Gunther hit 2 power bombs. One with Sheamus onto McIntyre's neck, and then he picked up McIntyre and then powerbombed him and got the pin, which was a clean win. I really wanted to see Drew McIntyre win that match, but I'm a little disappointed in the outcome of that match. The Raw Women's Championship match between Bianca Belair and Asuka. I thought Asuka should have won that match. If the Mist would have hit and she had gotten in the Asuka lock properly, I do believe that we would have had a new a new Raw Women's Champion. Congrats to Becky or Bianca for retaining her title. I was hoping Asuka would win it. We'll just have to wait and see what happens in the future. And that brings us to another match. Shane McMahon came back and was supposed to take on The Miz in a match, but he hurt his ankle or something, leapfrogging, and then Snoop Dogg hit 2 punches on The Miz, and then did his own variation of the People's Elbow. They called it the doggy elbow or something like that, the announcers. I thought that was a great match. I thought Snoop Dogg did an amazing job. Now let's get into... there's 2 more matches. Edge versus the Demon Finn Balor. The outcome is that Edge won the match. It was very... there was all kinds of weapons that were used. There was tables, there was chairs, there was kendo sticks, there was ladders. There was the cell itself. It was inside Hell in a Cell. There was just a bunch of things. Steel steps were used. Even though it wasn't really, picked up the steel steps. It was just throwing him into the steel steps. The way the match ended, I thought was a perfect way to end a match, which was a spear and a concerto by Edge onto Finn Balor, and that was that was a clean win. Now let's move on to the final match, which I did not like. I believe that, let's just put it this way, I believe that there should be repercussions for what happened at the end of that match. So it was Roman Reigns, the champion, versus Cody Rhodes. Now, Cody Rhodes should have easily won this match. He should have hit that third crossroads to end the match. The Usos got involved. Sikoa should have got involved numerous times, and then the ref threw him out. And even though the ref didn't see it because Paul Heyman got up on the apron, I believe that there should be some sort of repercussions after that match, because if you can't beat an opponent clean, then why the heck are you champion? You continuously cheat. You use your cousins, you use your special counsel to win a match. I mean, what's next? What's going to happen now? That I believe that there should be repercussions, and I'm going to tell you what I think they should do. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to do this. I think that they should suspend or bar the bloodline from the next match that Roman Reigns has, whether it's a rematch between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, or whether it's a Fatal 4-Way, whether it's a Fatal 5-Way, whether it's a 6-pack challenge, whatever it is. I believe that whatever that happens tonight on the Raw after WrestleMania, I believe that the bloodline should be punished because from what I'd heard, Cody Rhodes was supposed to win, and Roman Reigns was supposed to take a long break from WWE. That is exactly what I heard. That's everything that I heard was supposed to be factual. It's just, for me, I believe that Adam Pearce, the official, should go to the board of directors, and I'm not saying that this is going to happen, should make a match for tonight's Raw and have Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus a Roman Reigns who has no one to help him. Have the Usos and Solo Sikoa barred from the arena tonight, and have security guarding Paul Heyman in the back, and have a special guest referee, and say that Owens and Sami were to win that match, they would be added to that 6-pack challenge or whatever that match would be at Backlash, and have a special guest referee at Backlash if it's a 6-pack challenge. One of those referees should be either John Cena, Randy Orton, or someone along those lines, and then same thing with Backlash. But that's just me. Anyways, I thought it was unfair. They cheated. He should be reprimanded or have a repercussion in that tonight. And so let's get to birthdays, because this vlog is getting kind of long. I want to wish Erin Michelle Cummings a happy birthday. Haley Kiyoko a happy birthday. And Kobe Smulders a happy birthday today as well. So with that being said, stay happy, stay upbeat, be who you want to be, and do what you want to do with your life. Find your love story, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new vlog. Bye-bye.